Hey everyone, my name is Tori and today's video is going to be my what's in my travel makeup bag. So over spring break, which was last week, me and my husband traveled to Colorado and we went to Denver and Boulder and like some of the other surrounding areas, and we went hiking and rock climbing and all that kind of stuff. So it was a pretty like active trip. We were also able to visit a few friends while we were there, so it was a really good time. But I actually ended up only wearing makeup one day while we were there. The other days I didn't wear makeup because we were outside. Like we were hiking, we were like literally up in mountains. Like I don't know, I ended up just wearing sunscreen and like that was it. And it was fine. So actually today's the first time that I've put on makeup in like a little over a week, so it feels kind of weird. I don't know if you ever like not put on makeup for so long that like you do it and you feel like you kind of forget how to do it. But everything that I'm going to talk about, or everything that's in my makeup bag, I'm wearing on my face today, or pretty much everything. So if you're interested in seeing like what it actually looks like on your face, it's all on my face right now. I'll give a few little mini reviews about the things as I go through it as well. It feels kind of weird talking about something other than, you know, the severity and the seriousness of things that are going on in the world right now. But I think for me, and maybe for a lot of you, I feel like YouTube is definitely a place where we can kind of come and just have fun and talk about things that lip gloss, you know, like things that are happy and that are fun, and that we don't have to focus on the craziness of the world. Like, yes, be prepared, and yes, be informed, but at the same time I think there is also something to be said for finding time in your day to take care of your mental health and to step away from the news stations and from the constant fear, you know. So I think this is just as important. So let's get into it. So my makeup bag that I took with me this time, I didn't take a lot of things because, again, like I was saying, it was a very active trip. We were going to be outside a lot and doing just a lot of activities outside. So I wasn't really sure if we were going to be doing a lot of like things where like I would need to like, you know, be a little more put together, like look a little cuter. So I definitely didn't bring a lot of stuff, just kind of the essentials. So I got this makeup bag from, I think, CVS or Walgreens, I'm not really sure, just some drugstore, and it was pretty inexpensive. It's see-through all the way around, which is why I really liked it, and it has the zip top and the little handle, so I thought it was a really good size as well. It's not TSA approved, it's too big, but I have been able to fit the TSA approved like Ziploc bag, or like a small clear plastic bag that I have inside of this, and then kind of fill the rest out with other little things. So it definitely works in that way, and I've been able to use it like just in my carry-on so I can pull the liquids bag out of it. But I really like this. I feel like it's a great size and just very functional for what I need it for. So I took this little bag out of another bag that I have, and I used it as a brush holder. So I ended up putting all my brushes in this. I only brought the essentials, like, you know, face powder, bronzer, blush, highlight, and then a few eyeshadow brushes, and that was it. So I was able to fit all of those brushes in here, and then I just slipped it into the side, and everything fit in there really nicely. I also brought my little beauty blender holder, and I don't actually have a beauty blender. I've never had a beauty blender, ever. I've always used like other brands of sponges. I'm currently using the Morphe sponge. It's this one. It's got like the flat edge and then the pointed tip on one side. I love the Flower Beauty sponge as well, but those are usually the sponges I go back and forth between. And I love it because it fits nicely in here, and this is even like wet. So this is a wet beauty blender. I just finished using it. So it will still fit inside of this little egg thing, and it's got holes all around it so it can breathe and it can dry and not get moldy and gross. So it doesn't take up a lot of room. It's kind of squishy, and it's just so much easier to travel with it this way instead of trying to like wrap it in a paper towel or something. So I really love this. This is super cool. For foundation, I brought the IT Cosmetics CC Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream with SPF 50. I love this foundation because it does give a more natural finish. It's a little more hydrating, and it has the SPF 50 in it. Since we were going to be outside a lot, this is like my favorite foundation to travel with because of the SPF, but also because of the packaging. It's plastic, so it's not going to break. It fits into things easily. It's just, this is a really, really great like travel piece. So I love this foundation for all those reasons. For concealer, I actually ended up bringing two, and I'll explain why in a second. The first one is the Tarte Shape Tape, and the second one is the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer. Tarte Shape Tape I have in the shade Fair Light Neutral, and the e.l.f. concealer is in the shade Fair Warm. Fair Light Neutral and Light Sand in the Tarte Shape Tape usually work well for me. I like a concealer that matches my skin, like matches my face. I don't want something that's brightening or like a couple shades lighter underneath my eyes. I just want it all to be the same color, and I can brighten and highlight with powders as needed. Usually with everything blended out on my face, like this concealer shade is fine. But since I wasn't wearing makeup, I was trying to use it as just like a spot concealer, and you could see it on my face. It's just too dark. So I was at Target and I wanted to get a drugstore concealer that was lighter in shade, that was similar to Tarte Shape Tape that I could just mix together, and I don't have to go buy like a whole new $30 Tarte Shape Tape, you know? So, but mixing these two together, the shade is fine. The only problem is this e.l.f. Camo concealer is literally the driest concealer I've ever used in my entire life. I have combination oily skin. This makes my skin look like it is, this life is like sucked out of it. Like you put it on your face and it dries instantly. It's really hard to blend out. It's patchy. Like I have it underneath my eyes today mixed together just to double check that I wasn't wrong, and I don't like it. The formula just doesn't work for my skin. So I want to return it, but you know, I mean, with all the things going on lately, I'm not going to leave my house and go to Target. So I don't know if I'll end up returning it. I don't know. It's just, I really don't like this. So now I'm kind of stuck with two concealers that don't really work for me. For powder, I kept it the same as what I normally use. I have a travel size of the Laura Mercier loose translucent setting powder. It's my favorite. And then I use the Maybelline SuperStay 16-hour full coverage. It's a powder foundation, but I use it as a finishing powder to set my face. This is in the shade 102 Fair Porcelain. I love this one and the L'Oreal 24-hour, 12-hour. The L'Oreal Pro Matte like powder foundation, I love that one as well. I do wish that that one went like a shade lighter. I feel like the lightest shade is not really light enough for me. And this one's just like a touch lighter than that one. So for shade match, I prefer this Maybelline powder. I feel like they're both very similar though. And I mean, I like them both, so I'll continue to use them. For bronzer, I took the Colourpop Coconut Beach bronzer, pressed powder bronzer. And I got this with it was in the Going Coconuts collection. This bronzer is really, really nice. It's really pretty. I like this color better than I think it was called Private Party. That's the other bronzer that I just used up from Colourpop. I felt like that one was a little bit too warm, so I like this color a little bit better. It has kind of a matte satin finish. It's a little more matte, I think, than the Private Party bronzer, but I don't feel like it looks patchy and like weird on your face. It's not my favorite bronzer formula ever, but I do really like it, and I like this color a little bit better. I feel like it's not quite as warm as the Private Party bronzer was, so this is nice. I don't necessarily know if I would buy it again, only because I love the Physicians Formula bronzer so much. I don't know if it would be worth the switch yet. We'll see. For blush and highlight, I took my two go-to travel staples, mostly just because they're small and I know they work. Blush is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Party. This was a birthday gift from Sephora a couple years back, and I love this color. I think they have since come out with it in a full size, so if I ever hit pan on this, I would probably buy the full size. This is a great blush. I just love it. It goes with everything. Like every look I want to do, this blush always works for me. For highlight, I brought a travel size Becca Moonstone. This highlight is a really great shade for my skin tone. Sometimes it's just a little too light, but I feel like I really need a highlighter that's in between Moonstone and Champagne Pop. Somewhere in there, closer to Moonstone, but somewhere in between Moonstone and Champagne Pop. If I mix those two together, perfect color. I do really like this highlight whenever I am my regular fair skin tone. I think it's just really pretty. It's really nice. It gives you a really nice glow on your skin without being too shiny or chunky or glittery or anything like that. It's just a really nice glow. So this is a really good one to travel with as well. For eyeshadow, I brought two things. So I bought the e.l.f. Bitesize eyeshadow in the shade Cream and Sugar. So these are these new little 4-pan palettes that e.l.f. just recently came out with. They're like $3 each. I like this. I don't love it. I don't think I dislike it enough that I would declutter it, get rid of it, return it kind of thing, but it's not what I hoped it was going to be. And mostly because this shade right here, this really light shade, looks like it would be a good transition color on my skin tone. It's not. It doesn't show up at all. And I'm pretty fair skinned. If this doesn't show up on me, it's not showing up on a lot of people, you know? So because of that, I feel like that kind of defeated the purpose of me. Like, I really wanted this one because I was like, oh, well, this is like the perfect travel size quad for my skin tone. It's $3 and it has all the colors that I would need. But like, this doesn't work. So it's really just, it's 3 shades. So I have to supplement with another shade to get a transition color. So, or you could use your bronzer, but I don't know. I feel like that's just a wasted pan to me then. So that was kind of disappointing, but the shimmers in here are amazing. I love these shimmers. I think they're so creamy. They look so good. They blend. They're very vibrant. You don't have to wet your brush or your finger or anything. I just go with my finger and just like brush it and tap it across my lid. And it's perfect. You don't have to use Fix Plus, nothing. They're like so metallic and pretty. So the shimmer shades in here are awesome. This matte brown, it's okay. It's not great. I feel like I have to really work with it to get it to work. It can come off kind of patchy. It's a little harder to blend, and it's a little hard to like get the pigment. You have to like build it to get it to be actually this color on your eyes. It's not bad. I mean, like, I got it to work today, but it's just, it takes a lot of effort to make this one work. And I was just really hoping that I like found the jackpot, the holy grail, like the 4 shadows that are going to work all the time. Like my go-to, like these are my go-to travel staples. And I was hoping that this was going to be the same thing. And I just don't really think that it is. So I don't know. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep playing with it. But I mean, I like it. It didn't do what I was hoping it was going to do. So there's that. So to supplement that transitional shade, I brought my Colourpop single in the shade Bel Air. And this is one of my all-time favorite colors from Colourpop, or just eyeshadows in general. I actually had this color in the I Think I Love You palette, and I hit pan on it, so I decided to go ahead and buy a single of it because I love it that much. It's just a gorgeous, like, neutrally warm-ish brown. Very basic, but I love this eyeshadow and I use it all the time. Like even this one, this is my second pan and it has a huge dip in it because I use it all the time. So what I did is I would use this as my transition and like underneath my lash line, and then I would fill out the rest of the look with this little bite-sized palette. So these paired well together. I wish I could just replace this in here, you know? That would be great. For liner, I brought the MAC Kohl, what's this called? It's an Eye Kohl. That's what it is. I brought the MAC Eye Kohl in the shade Teddy, which is like a dark, deep brown. And then I brought the Physicians Formula, I think this is called the, Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner and Serum in Ultra Black. So this is what I use to line my upper lash line, and then I use the Teddy liner in my waterline. I'm trying really hard to use up this MAC Teddy eyeliner. I'm pretty sure I've had it for like a very long time, so I'm trying to use this up, but in the meantime I really love the color. I feel like it really goes with everything, and then I pretty much never get ready without this eyeliner, like ever. I use it every day. For brows, I'm using the same thing still. This is the e.l.f. brow pencil in the shade Taupe, and then I use the NYX Control Freak eyebrow gel. This eyebrow gel is okay. I prefer the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, but between the two of them for the price, this one's perfectly fine. And I love this eyebrow pencil from e.l.f. So I really like these two together. Mascara, same things I always use. I have the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise and the Maybelline Lash Sensational. These are my favorite mascaras. And my favorite way to wear these is I do the L'Oreal first and then I do the Maybelline on top, and I feel like you get the best like lashes ever. So these are amazing. They're drugstore, so it's great. I love it. I brought a couple of products for lips, and I do have a lip balm that was like in my bag or like in my purse that I would put on every morning because it was so dry there. I really wanted something like super thick and hydrating. But for the daytime, I did want something that had SPF in it that was easy to apply. I love these Fresh Sugar, what are these called? Tinted lip treatment with SPF 15, and this one looks super beat up because it lives in my purse. This one has a little bit of a tint to it. It's enough tint to where it kind of looks like you're wearing something, but it's not like a lipstick, you know? So you could still kind of apply this without a mirror and not look too crazy, but I really love this. It smells great, has SPF, and it gives your lips a little bit of color. It's very, very hydrating as well. So these are one of my favorite products from Fresh. Might be my favorite product Fresh has ever made, that I've ever tried. I always have one of these with me in my purse. Then for like actual lip color, I brought a lip liner from KKW Beauty, and this is in the shade Nude 0.5. So this lip liner is just a basic like peachy nude. I really like this color. I think it's a really good just basic peachy nude that goes with a lot of things. So I wanted to bring a lip liner that I could, you know, throw on if I wanted to be a little fancy. So I have this on today. I just put it all over my lips, and then I layered the sugar lip treatment on top of it. to give it a little more of a glossy vibe, make it a little more comfortable, and it's got the SPF as well. Well, those are all the products that I brought with me on our trip to Colorado. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.